Okay, so this weird rumour's come out over the past few days about Wolves being interested in Barcelona striker Martin Braithwaite. Um, and I think it's pretty clear Wolves need a third choice striker. I think Patrick Trenny will probably leave in the next few weeks. Rafa Mir clearly isn't in the plans. I think Wolves want to cash in on him, right? And I think that's completely fine and justified. But I don't really see why Martin Braithwaite would really be the option. I think based on the first preseason friendly game anyway, it looks like Wolves are going to play that front two with him and Raul. And of course, you need a backer, right? I'm not denying that. But Martin Braithwaite doesn't fill any box. He's not particularly quick. He's not good in the air. He can't press, and he's old. And he's going to cost around 10 million quid. And if you scroll down, yeah, here's one. Look great in the Euros, Martin Braithwaite. And there's so many people that are genuinely like really happy about this. Will be an excellent signing. Got loads of pace. I haven't really seen that. Great movement and work rate. I just think this is such a weird signing. When you look at Martin Braithwaite's numbers, obviously he's 30, which immediately would make me not sign him. Like, if you're putting 10 million into a backup striker, surely you'd rather put it on someone young. Even if they're terrible, at least you'll get money back for them. And, Martin Braithwaite, first of all, this whole thing I'm seeing on Wolves Twitter about him being a great hard worker is a load of rubbish. Like, the best way to judge a forward based on work rate is how much they press. And 10 pressures per 90 for a striker is really bad. Like, it is, especially for someone like Martin Braithwaite, who most of his minutes are off the bench, right? So he's coming on late in a game, which means normally you press even more. Like, if you look at Patrick Cutrone, for example, as useless as Cutrone is, 24 pressures. Odds are because he's coming off the bench a lot, but he still presses a lot. Martin Braithwaite isn't. I don't get why this has become a thing on Wolves Twitter. He's not good in the air, and he doesn't defend. So I don't really see what he offers from there. And if Wolves want someone that's like clinical, and I'm seeing people say he's experienced. Martin Braithwaite put up an XG of 5, but only got 2 goals. So this thing about him being an experienced, good finisher, that's rubbish as well, because he's just not. And look, you could say it's for him being unlucky, and that's completely fine. But if you're paying 15 million euros for a 30-year-old striker, you kind of want them to come in and do something now. And Martin Braithwaite's never really done that anyway in his career, bar when he was in his mid-20s in the French league. It just seems like a really weird move. Like, obviously he's pretty useful on the ball, but I don't want to like sound like I'm hating on the guy, but a lot that's probably due to the fact he's playing for Barcelona and he's in a ball dominant side. And the reason I just don't get this move is because let's just take Iheanacho, right? Remember Iheanacho when he was at Man City, and he'd always come off the bench and score. And he's gone on to Leicester and not really done that in the same way. Obviously, he's got better recently, but that's what you expect of a striker that plays for a big club coming on in the last 10 minutes, to come on and do something. And Martin Braithwaite doesn't really do that, and he doesn't have the luxury of being a 19-year-old kid. He's 30. There's no real resale value. There's just nothing about his numbers which suggests he's great at anything, and I just don't really see what this would be. The worst signing I think Wolves will have made under Fosun. Obviously, like, Cutrone was terrible, obviously, and his numbers are awful in most areas, but at least Cutrone made sense. At least he was young. At least he has some sort of potential and something to look on. Same with Fabio Silva. At least he has stuff that you can look on and go, okay, this makes sense. If it doesn't work, we'll be able to get some money back. Braithwaite has nothing. Like, look, if this was a free transfer or like a couple of million, fine. But 10 million on big wages, nah, not for me. I'd rather just bring Rafa Mir back. Rafa Mir put up 13 expected goals. He scored 13 for Huesca in the same league as Martin Braithwaite. Like, it's just, I don't really see what the logic would be. At least Rafa Mir gets loads of shots and he's pretty dominant in the air. It just, I don't really see any appeal to Martin Braithwaite personally. And look, I'm not saying Wolves have like a really old squad. I think we had the 8th youngest squad in the Premier League last season. And with Rui Patricio leaving, I'm sure that will make us even younger. But I don't get why you'd want to add an ageing forward who hasn't really impressed at a big club or really anywhere in his career. And I don't know. I don't really see the logic behind it, and I'm surprised that so many Wolves fans are excited by this because I genuinely think it'd be an awful signing. I think it'd probably be the worst signing under Fosun in terms of having no logic. But yeah, that's just what I think. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, peace.